Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to the Scratticus Academy. We are back with some Urban Shadows this evening. So before we go around and say hello to all of these lovely faces here, please check out the links coming up in chat now. That includes the Discord, where we do have a chat room just for this, so we'd love to hear what you think about it. If you'd like to get into a video game, go and drop Scrat a DM on Twitter, and we will get you on the list. Also, if you've missed out on anything, you can head over to YouTube and catch up on all the playlists of all of our games over there. A huge thank you to our wonderful sponsors, who we couldn't do this without, in the form of our newest sponsor, Dungeon Fog. So you can go check them out. They really help with all of your maps and your notes for your campaign. You can set up your dungeon crawls and stuff like that. If you change anything on the map, it also changes it in the notes for you, so it's very good at sort of correlating with each other. Also the deck of many things, and the magic moving spell cards, and Humblewood, which you would have seen just before this. It's very wholesome, lots of woodland critters having adventures, and it's also one of our viewer games, so check that out as well. Mage Hand Press, we use them for our Fey Folio, another one of our viewer games. You may have seen their Dark Matter before this season. It's the one I'm particularly obsessed with. It's D&D and space smushed together. It's a wonderful thing. So please go check that out. And last but certainly not least, Hero Forge. We are setting some things up with them right now. I'm very excited to show you what we are doing, but go check them out for their wonderful coloured printed minis. Otherwise, let's go round and say hello to everyone, and we'll start with Raven. Oh, hi. Thank you for all of these as they go in.
It's got the Trump check, so we'll pay it forward. Anyway, yeah, what's up, guys? My name is Ravenheart. I've been on Twitch for a long time, twitch.tv/Ravenheart. I play lots of spooky, scary games, do some speedruns over on my channel. We're currently also playing FF7 Remake, and oh my god, that was the reason I was late last week. It was so good. I'm playing that later on tonight too, so check me out. But also, I run the Scarathon, an awesome 3-day charity event that's all horror, 30+ broadcasters all coming together this season. We're raising money for St. Jude Children's Hospital. We're still gonna move forward with the event even during these trying times, so hope you guys will decide to come over there and watch. It'll be May 29th to 31st. Broadcaster signups are open right now. Check the pin tweet over at Scarathon on Twitter.
Awesome. Love me some horror. Definitely be checking that out. Otherwise, we'll hop down and say hello to Rio Masa. Oh, hi.
Ooh, I am very tired. Hello, I am Masa. You can find me on Twitter at RY0MASA. I do some tabletop things, including this show, as well as Thrall on Unmade Gaming at Tuesdays at 8 to 10 p.m. EST. I do a lot of other things when it's not the month of April, because April is thesis deadlines month, and goodbye, everybody. You will see me in May.
Very valid. I don't miss my deadlines anymore. Otherwise, we'll hop over and say hello to Mr. Loki. Oh, hey.
Hello, people. Mr. Loki. So last session was an incredible ride, and this session I'm hoping for the best. I'm thrilled about what's going to happen. So Lauren, go ahead and mess up our lives. Great to be here.
I swear that happens every time, Lauren.
Every single time.
Okay, wonderful. I'm White Rabbit Pick. You can check me out on Twitter. I do photography stuff. I'm also a DM here as well as a player, and I will be DMing on a few more channels in the coming future, so keep an eye out there. Otherwise, I am going to hand over to our lovely Master of Ceremonies, Lauren.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lauren. I'm Not Salty Ginger over on Twitter and half of Salty Sweet Games here on Twitch with my best friend Kiana. And I'm your very kind and benevolent Master of Ceremonies. I've never ruined anyone's life. Fictionally. Yeah, that's right. Raven's fine. Briggs is living. Tonight, we are playing New Acadia Nights set in my homebrew city of New Acadia, based on New Orleans and the Buffyverse with a bit of Sin City Light thrown in. We use the Urban Shadow system, and if you don't know what that is, I'm going to tell you real quick. It uses the Powered by the Apocalypse engine for its base mechanics. It's a political urban fantasy game in which my job as the MC is to make the city feel political and dark, keep the characters' lives out of control and evolving, and we all play to find out what happens. Anyway, last time, in the early hours of the morning, Evelyn hitched a ride with bisexual werewolf icon Eduardo to find Jose Juan, who was passed out after he lost control the night before. Eduardo, who also worked for the Ordonez family, waited for Jose to clean up and then brought him to update Manuel. After Jose Juan reported in, they concluded that a woman, a vampire named Kara McKnight, was involved with Manuel's mother's death. Both Manuel and Faye looked scared, to say the least, a very rare sight. Jose was told to find and follow Kara, but not approach her. Anyway, meanwhile, Evelyn had to backtrack to find her phone. Turns out it was at the Basic Witch tea shop, currently in the hands of Roman, a fellow tainted, who was failing to hack it. Evelyn whooped his ass and regained it just as Briggs arrived with Una in tow. Briggs finally read Nike's text, which revealed Kara McKnight as the owner of the limo that drove off with the missing girl, Rosa Luna. But it was the events at the tea shop which occupied the group's mind. The pocket or shimmer out back, the reanimated corpses, and the fact that the building the tea shop is housed in changes owners every 5 years, and some of those owners seem to own it after their death. All this was baffling. So Briggs decided to seek the counsel of the Hunters Guild, the Crescent Crusaders. Ooh, spooky stuff. Yes, excellent. Now for our song lyrics to start us off right. You're living in the past. It's a new generation. And a girl can do what she wants to do. And that's what I'm gonna do. And I don't give a damn about my bad reputation. So, I want to start off with Nike. So, everyone kind of split ways when they arrived at Briggs's safe house in New Acadia East. It's now the next day. I want to know what you've been up to, bud. What's been going on? How you doing?
Well, so Nike basically meandered off because he got God, I have to remember multiple weeks ago. If I remember correctly, Nike had found some information regarding the location of, or the last known whereabouts of a friend of his, and was intending to follow up on that because, as far as he's concerned, he's gotten his car has gotten everybody to safety. Una is going to be safe with Briggs, at least from the external threat, if not from Briggs' sense of charm. And he doesn't owe anybody else anything yet, so time to move along and get some of his own things moving.
Yeah, good. Okay.
So what Nike did was, I think, sort of took a little bit, drove off, took maybe an hour to sort of think things over, and then texted person whose name that I currently forget.
Roman?
That one. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you text him?
Just says, I know where something of incredible interest to you may be. I'll trade you for something similar.
There's a pause, then the ... comes up, and it just says, what?
And I can just expect, wouldn't you like to know? Meet me at Sketchy Criminal Warehouse number 13 on the dock. I don't have a name for it. It's just a warehouse.
Okay. Okay, do we want to fast forward to that moment?
Sure.
Great. Yeah, so it's probably mid-morning. It looks way too early for actually no, it'd be like really early at this point, and way too early for Roman to be awake. He looks disheveled. Still has some like dark stubble that contrasts with his platinum blonde hair. His blazer is askew, but he's standing there with a huge coffee.
And so Nike and Roman have not necessarily worked together, but have dealt with each other before.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think Roman knows the kind of person Nike is. And Nike knows the kind of person Roman is to an extent. So when Nike sort of steps into the warehouse, or when Roman steps into the warehouse, Nike's already there sitting down in a chair, like in the cinematic one like light bulb from the ceiling.
Sure.
And when Roman gets within a certain amount of distance, pulls out a flintlock pistol and kneecaps him. And
Coffee goes everywhere. You knowing that he's a demon, this does not hurt him. This just like causes him to basically just embarrass himself. But he is on one knee at this point and is just very confused and covered in coffee that was way too expensive for the quality.
And Nike sort of like has his legs crossed, cradles the now empty like ancient gun in his lap and says, if you were gonna come meet me, you should have known better.
What the fuck, Nike?
Roman, you and I both know that in the time that we dealt with each other, if I hadn't shot you in the knee, you would have torn my throat out because it wouldn't have been me.
It would have just been my way of saying hello. I'm very friendly, like.
Yeah, so am I. I prefer to wave first.
Okay, what? Okay, did you just bring me here to shoot me?
No,
because this will heal in 5 minutes, and then I will tear your throat out unless you have something good to tell me.
Fun. I need to know what you know about a girl.
About what?
About a girl, Roman. I didn't shoot you in the ear.
I know lots of girls. Which one do you want to know about?
Louis Jean owned the place where Una's of the basic witch is currently, I believe. Or at least she was around there.
Never heard of her.
Doesn't mean you won't be able to find out.
Do you have something really good for me? Because I can call in a favor. I just want to make sure it's going to be worth it.
Yeah. If you can do that, I will give the location of a phone. We'll be able to let you contact somebody you've been trying to get in contact with, or at least your boss has, from what I hear.
He pulls out his phone. He's still like, there's blood coming out of his knee. He's like not paying attention to it. Obviously more concerned that he, is covered in coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And after a bit, he says, this is kind of weird. My boss was a little reticent to confirm this. But someone of that name, I mean, do you want an address or do you have one?
I want all the things.
Someone of that name is apparently an invisible partner at the Lethe Casino. And he said, do not ask me anymore.
Well, that gives me some place to start. Thank you.
Are you going to shoot me in the back as I go, or?
Oh, no, I was going to just walk away slowly until I got to a point where you couldn't lunge at me immediately, and then I was going to tell you what you need to know.
We'll go on then.
And Nike sort of like takes a few steps back, and then when he gets to like a door, kicks it up behind him and says, "Evelyn's phone is in the ruins of the basic witch. Bye," and leaves.
And Nike is off. We know what happens to Roman next. He has a whole morning of ass whooping on his agenda, so we'll just leave him there. Nike, where do you go?
I think Nike probably... Oh man, I think Nike is going to try and find out if he can figure out where Rui lived.
Mm-hmm.
Or unless Roman gave him that, and if he did, then he's going to go there. But...
I think Vivian gave you that.
Vivian gave me that address, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to go to kind of look at where Rui lived and see if he can get anything from there.
Okay. So when you go to that address, let me just pull up my location map. She's in a pretty swanky part of town. She's downtown. There are no apartments or condos here that are not incredibly expensive. This definitely seems, I mean, she was somebody who, like you, definitely, enjoyed the finer things in life, but this would have been way out of her price range when you knew her. Making a note. Downtown. Perfect. You don't see, there's a doorman here. You don't see, you see buzzers, but none of them are labeled. They don't have her name. So what do you do?
Nike just walks up to the doorman.
Mm-hmm.
Says, "Hi, I have a delivery for and sort of pulls his phone out and looks at it, for a Rui Mishang."
All right, you can just leave it with me. Miss Zhang is out at the moment.
Unfortunately, I have very specific instructions. This wants to be delivered because it's sensitive content.
He kind of rolls his eyes a bit. You think maybe he's had that happen before with her. It says, "Well, you are welcome to wait, but she is probably not going to be back for some time."
What is some time?
Miss Zhang usually gets in after midnight.
You don't mind if I come back then at that point, do you? Because I think it's probably a waste of both our times to be sitting here waiting.
I mean, it is my job.
Yeah, but you don't want to babysit a person while you're doing your job.
No, I certainly do not.
That's what I figured. And Nike sort of tips him like it's like the equivalent. It's like $100. It's not that much in a building like this, but it's a gesture. It says, "I appreciate the information, and I really hope you have an uneventful day." And sort of walks back out the door.
Yeah, looks confused for a second, but everyone in this town's weird. Where does Nike go?
Nike, I think, drives back to Briggs' safe house at this point.
Okay.
Because if there is somebody walking around in his friend's body, he actually wants to put a shotgun in that person.
Sure. You, on your way, get a text from... what's his name? Steven. It was Steven Lethy. Who, I mean, after you blew him off last time, he is just like free to talk.
Depends on how long the conversation is going to take, and I sort of text it back. What's up?
So about that delivery.
I'm sorry, did it not show up?
You actually did it.
Should have.
Kind of thought you were crapping out on us, Nike. Selena was... Well, Selena is usually fine. Camellia was pissed.
Did I have a reason to be... Do I have a reason to be crapping out on you, Stephen? Is that something I should be worrying about?
No, you just sounded like you had better things to do.
No, I just had multiple things to do.
You got a smiley face back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nike sends like a winky face and then hangs up. Or and then like puts the phone away because it's not, you can't hang up a text technically.
Okay. And Nike heads back to New Acadia East.
Yep.
We'll hop over to the tea shop where a phone call was just placed by Briggs. Evelyn, Jose Juan, Una, and Eduardo are all here. It's a big party. And Briggs has just put in a call to Katia Forche, the current leader of the Crescent Crusaders.
So I imagine that she's gonna see the number and maybe like react a certain way when she picks it up. So.
Does she pick it up?
She could just decide to not even answer if she wants to.
It rings for a while, and then it picks up. What the fuck do you want, Briggs?
Well, it's nice to talk to you too, Katya.
I have a melodious voice. I know it is. What's up?
I'm back in the game, and I need some information.
Shit, Briggs, what you doing? You're gonna get your ass killed.
Well, better me than this innocent girl I've been looking for. She got snatched up by vampires on the east side.
Do you know by whom, which vampire? They're all kind of running amok right now.
This woman named Kara. You know who I'm talking about?
Fuck, Briggs, what are you mixed up in?
I was hoping you would tell me, since you seem to be running the guild pretty well from what I hear nowadays. You got even the dogs running down the street scared.
What do you want to know?
I want to know where I could find her.
I mean, we'd certainly like to know that too.
Tell you what, maybe you can send someone down to this tea shop that I'm at. I'll send you the information. There might be something you want to see here that's might interest you as well. I think this is all connected. Mind if you want to help me out, I'll do you a favor. I may be old, but I'm still good for my word.
All right. I'll come myself. This is not the kind of thing I'd send someone else to talk about, no matter how much I trust them. I don't want them connected to it. I'd rather it be me.
Well, I appreciate you. Make sure you bring a piece. And I got one more question. What do you know about the Fae?
There aren't many of them left here.
Well, I had sights on a couple, and they was running with the vampires.
What'd they look like?
They had that strange hair. You know what I'm talking about. Looking like they just came out from the mall.
Riggs, ain't nobody go to the mall anymore.
Well, You know what I'm talking about. They're looking like they're coming from one of them Japanese cartoons. You know what I'm talking about. Colors,
Yeah.
all colors of the rainbow and looking strange. They got that strange aura coming off them.
You can't see her, but she is stifling a laugh. Yeah, I got you, Briggs. I'll see what we know about the ones who are still on this side and see if anything pops up. I'll see you in about 30.
I'll give you a fair warning too. I got some strange companions with me at the moment. Just don't freak out when you see who I'm rolling with right now.
Briggs, I don't think anything you do could surprise me at this point, but I will take your word for it.
Briggs he cracks a smile at that one. I appreciate you, Katya. I'll see you when you get here. I'll forward you the address right now.
All right. So
He takes a second to slowly type out he messes it up a couple times because he's on that newfangled smartphone that Nike gave him. After a few minutes, he finally gets it all out. He's like, well, I got help on the way. Hopefully, it's young blood. Hopefully, they'll be able to point us in the right direction of this Kara.
Si, Senor Briggs. This one is very, very pumped out.
What kind of help, can I ask?
Well, y'all may not like this, but it's the new leader of the guild.
everyone looks confused. Maybe not Evelyn.
Trust me, she from what I heard, it doesn't sound like she's bringing the cavalry. She's coming alone. This is personal favor to me. So don't.
So you said that this is the new leader. You speak as if. So, Senor Briggs, you were the leader before?
I led many hunters into battle, but a leader of the guild? I don't think so. I never been one for that kind of a headache. Too much paperwork, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't know, but I trust you. Okay.
Well, we might as well get comfortable. And Briggs gets comfortable.
Yeah. Evelyn, you sticking around?
I think Evelyn pauses for a moment and realizing it's the head of the guild. It's not. She's already had to deal with Roman tonight, and she's just like, she doesn't fancy another confrontation tonight, and she sort of looks to everyone in the room. She's like, I'm going to leave this one to you, I think, and go for a walk, and you can tell me what's going on afterwards, and sort of waves her phone for a moment.
Do I catch her drift?
I mean, she's literally. You could probably tell she's not comfortable after Briggs is like, you know, the head of the whole lot is sort of coming, and she's just like, yeah, I'm gonna go for a walk. It's not necessarily she's gonna go and do something, but she's going for a walk. She doesn't want to be here.
Okay. Jose Juan is just like, but you're coming back, right, señorita?
When they're gone, yes, I'll come back.
Would you like some?
Yeah.
Oh, and that's when he understands it.
Yeah.
It's like, when they're gone,
Ah.
I'll come back.
Okay, it's fine. Okay.
Eduardo stands up. Would you like some company?
And she gives him a bit of a look. It's like, I don't know. Do you?
Maybe I don't want to be in here when they come either.
Should probably go for a walk then.
He holds the door open for you.
And she walks out and she taps her pocket where her phone is, and she's like, Briggs, if you do get the hand of the that new phone of yours, could you drop me a message when you're done, please?
I'm sorry, I got your number right. You put it in there. I'm not good with these things.
Right, okay. And she sort of does that quick thing, does it, and then gives it straight back. So I would like some updates though, if that's at all possible. I just don't think they're going to appreciate me being here.
I'm not trying to get anyone in trouble, and I ain't trying to get anyone hurt. I'm literally just asking them over for their advice. And maybe...
no, I think it's worth it. I just don't think you're going to get information if I'm here.
I understand.
And she gives you a smile, like it's a genuine, like she understands what she's not feeling like you've kicked me out. She's just like, I don't want to be here when they arrive. And she walks out the door.
And Eduardo, Lalo, he doesn't look nervous or afraid. He's very much like that. He doesn't want to be here either. He's a little bit okay. All right.
Yeah. But yeah, he'll hold the door open for Evelyn and follow her outside. It's getting on to like afternoon, I think, early afternoon at this point. And Evelyn, as you exit the building, your phone starts to go off.
For a moment, she sort of jokes like, "Oh, that was quick," but has that sort of drop of only one person really calls me. So she sort of just one moment. I'll be back in just a second. She takes a few steps away and pulls out her phone to see who it is.
It was a text. It's a text from Belle. How many notifications have you had on your phone at once? Because it's more than that. Because you haven't had your phone for like 10 hours or something. You didn't come home. There are lots of messages and they are increasingly disturbing. No threats, just starts with like, seems okay, then seems whiny, then seems angry, then like devolves into like you're not sure exactly if the messages make sense, but you can feel the feeling behind them.
I think she sort of tenses a little bit, but in a way she's kind of relaxed. It wasn't a phone call, and it was a text, and she sort of messages back, just had a bit of a problem. Phone was misplaced. Have it back now. Like, are there any of them asking her to do anything, or is it just...
It's a lot of like, where are you and why aren't you answering? And you get like a pouty emoji back after this one.
She immediately sort of messaged, right? Do you need anything?
You get an eye roll emoji back.
And she's like, nothing from the shop? Like, she's trying to like avoid anything else, but anything to be picked up rather than
and with no caps, I don't think they sell souls at the shop.
She's just nodding to herself, looking at this screen. Like, very visibly, like a heavy sigh. And just messages back. Where am I going?
She sends you a name. Oh. She sends you the name Alex. Doesn't send you more because you probably have records on this. This was a kind of freshman in college who plays football and wants to, at least as far as you recall, like wanted to transfer to LSU and play for them, but he was okay, but not quite good enough to get by without the grades. So he was in community college, but basically the deal was along the lines of he wanted success without strain, signed a contract pretty recently through a former tainted who was no longer with Bell, and is supposed to be transferring this semester. Looks like it works. But you think there's definitely enough wiggle room in the contract where if you just needed to call it, you could. You'd have to figure out exactly how he's messed it up, but he didn't explore it in great detail as some of the like higher profile clients. So you think there's probably a chance that there's something in there that he didn't fulfill on his end.
Okay. Is there anything I'd be able to do to figure out what he didn't fulfill?
Yeah, you'd probably have to look at the contract itself. Although I assume like y'all have PDFs on your phone.
Google Drive.
Yeah, Google Drive. Absolutely. So let's see. Oh. What do you think you did? Let's do this together. I don't have a plan. So with Bell's contracts, it always works so that it's mutually beneficial. Usually what her takeaway is, it's like a percentage of your soul. And the longer the contract goes, the more percent that she gets. And, the better off things are for you. So if he did something to decrease her percentage, even if you didn't know that it would do that, then he would be in violation. So you could see what he's been up to. And basically violation means that she gets it all.
So a way to not necessarily hold back your soul, if not give the full percentage, could he have made a deal with another?
That's possible. It's possible that he's doing something kind of without him knowing that it breaks the contract, like going to church.
I was gonna say like either a double contract or decided, as you said, to go to church more.
Yeah.
It whether it's something he knows it's happening, it makes him feel better about it because
right.
he's done it. So yeah. So
if you could find something like that out, call him on it, then he'd be in violation.
I think he'd probably be going to church, and it's because he's been spooked by what he's done, because he didn't think it was actually going to work.
And it is working.
Okay. Do I know where he is, or is this a...
why don't you hit the streets with mortality?
I can do that.
Partial success. Okay, so hit the streets. On a hit, they're available and have the stuff. On a 7 to 9, choose one. Whoever you're going to is juggling their own problems, or whatever you need is more costly than anticipated.
I think they're probably juggling other problems as
Yeah.
well. If they're panicking,
yeah,
then yeah, I can see them juggling other problems.
Awesome. Love it. Juggling some problems. Okay. Why is that the first thing that occurred to me? Okay. So you can track him down. He is at one of the local college bars. Where's that gonna put him? Maybe Lower Garden District. And you can track him down. He is not studious at all at this moment, even though it's like, halfway through like winter, spring semester. But he seems to be partying early, as is everyone here. I mean, it is carnival. Everybody's kind of a hot mess. And it's a Sunday, so the parades are starting. So it does take you a while to find exactly the right person, because it's just chaos, especially in the Lower Garden District. But you do eventually find him. He is tipsy. He's with a bunch of people. So what do you do?
Question, does he know what I look like?
I don't think so. The only person he had contact with was the Tainted, who actually had him like sign the contract. So,
and I'm basically here to collect what's owed because he's
right.
That's no problem. Okay.
Yeah, you're here to see if you can catch him, basically, because once Belle owns like the whole soul, she can do what she wants with it.
Okay. And just question as a player in this.
Yeah.
The when you say capture him, do you mean physically? Or
Sorry.
is there a way I can take his soul without?
No, catch him, as in like catch him in the act, kind of. You basically need to have proof that he's done something wrong, that he's violated the contract. So that could be him saying that he has, like you having pictures of him at church or whatever. Yeah. You basically need to get him to admit it.
Okay. Did Eduardo come as well?
Oh, that's a good question. Did he?
I think she would have at least been like, I have a job to do. If you insisted on him, she'd make him drop her off, but not come with her.
Okay, he drops you off.
Okay.
He's there though, outside.
Seeing like this sort of party sort of feel, like she's taking off her jacket, she's trying to roll up her shirt sleeves to look as least professional as possible. She unties her hair and sort of moves it about a bit.
Yeah.
She looks to Eduardo as like, I'll be back in a minute. Maybe a bit longer than a minute. And sort of shoves, like she's taking his jacket, putting and then she looks for a moment and goes, I'm gonna take your jacket, and sort of switches them around.
He lets you do it.
And she shrugs on his jacket and hoping it makes her look even just a little bit more studenty.
Kind of holds out a hand, like he lays your jacket pretty like neatly on the motorcycle, and then would you permit me?
What?
He gestures at your skirt, which is like knee length, and he goes like,
What's wrong with my skirt?
College girls don't wear skirts that cover their knees.
She starts like rolling like it up, like probably she used to at school, and she's like rolling it up like that. It looks so
Fine,
just do it.
labored. Thank you.
Yes.
And he like puts his arms around you and like just tugs it up a little, and it just makes it look a little more natural.
She sort of looks at you like, I hate it.
It looks good.
Opinion. And sort of starts to walk off. And she's now just like, she feels ridiculous to her. She feels ridiculous. She's got this oversized sort of leather jacket on, and she's going to be walking straight into this crowd. If there's someone that is like drunk or tipsy, she's going to swipe their drink on the way
Perfect. Yes.
in and start heading towards Alex.
He is partying it up. You think, based on what you had read, he used to be like a very serious young man. And he is just not at this point. Yeah.
Do I know anything about his family? Like, is his family particularly, like, are they proud that he's is he a hard worker kind of thing? Doesn't want to disappoint his family kind of thing, or
right? Why don't you put a face to a name with mortality, and we'll see like the info that you know so far.
7.
Okay, cool. So you know what most people know. He's definitely kind of the black sheep of the family, and that they definitely expected him to get more of a legitimate education as opposed to like cruise by and party his like year away. And he was always talented, but didn't really work hard, so that's why they assumed that he wasn't going to actually go into like professional college level football. So you think this is probably not what they imagined he'd be doing?
I think she strolls up towards him. First of all, she's very uncomfortably moving in this skirt and jacket, but by the time she gets towards him, she's smiling, and she sort of ruffles her hair a little bit to make it look like she's been drinking. Like, she's sort of, is he at a bar or is he just in a group?
He's mostly in a group at this point. There's I guess there's some kind of sport on the television in the bar.
Yeah, I think
sport. Sport, please.
She walks over, and for a moment, if anyone was watching, they'd see like almost like a hate that what she's about to do, and she taps on his shoulder.
Yeah, he turns around, very kind of blonde, a little ruddy complexioned, big, but not as big as most football players.
She sort of purposefully sways slightly, changing the glass in her hand. She's like, I know you. You're that it's Alex, isn't it? The footballer.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my god, I can't believe it's you. She does that really awkward slap on the chest, like it probably hurts more than she meant it to, but it's the slap on the chest. She's like, I have been looking everywhere for you. My friend said you were here.
Wow, are you British?
Is it that obvious?
Yeah, you got like a little, like your voice, like an accent.
Yeah, do you, and she sort of like shrugs up the shit. Do you like it?
Yeah, I do. People say that, people from here have accents. I don't hear it though.
You definitely have an accent.
No, I don't. I do not.
She sort of like, she's trying to do it so she can almost stand in between him and the group, so she can slide sort of in between.
Totally.
And it's just like, no, you do, and I like it.
I like your accent.
And she sort of like smiles and does like that, rests her hand like on his shoulder briefly and smiles, and is so, I mean, tell me about yourself. I've always wanted to chat to the guy that just, stormed through and took this football career by storm. Do you want another drink?
I do. I'd love another drink.
Yeah, let's give another drink. As she starts to push him away from the group towards wherever the drinks are coming in.
Perfect.
She'll shove one in his hand, and she'll look towards him, be like, well, come on then, how does someone like you get to where you are? You did it so quick.
It's just, it's hard work. He's the main thing.
You see,
Yeah.
I have a cousin really admires you. It's actually like how I found out. And
Who's your cousin?
Sorry.
Who's your cousin?
Oh, Chris. He's in. He's decided he wants to study over here and just anyway.
Yeah, Chris from British.
How did you do it? He just wants to know. And at this point, she's clicked the recorder on her phone and she went to get her wallet to buy these drinks.
Yeah. Well, at first I was spending all my time studying, right?
Yeah.
That was stupid. That's pointless. Like, pointless.
It is?
Yeah, it is.
See,
so,
I study real hard and it just gets me nowhere.
What do you like put your hands up?
She's trying to mimic him to make him more comfortable. She's mimicking
totally mirroring technique. It absolutely works. What do you wanna be? What do you wanna be?
What do I wanna be?
Chris, Chris' cousin. What's your name?
Evie. Hi.
Evie.
And she sort of smiles, and she's like, "No, you'll laugh. You'll laugh. I don't want."
No, I won't. I won't.
Will.
I will not laugh. I swear to God, I won't laugh. He laughs at that.
Yeah. It's like, okay. So, I've always had this dream that I want to be a writer. But like write my own stuff, not for other people, because who wants to work for someone else? And then
you want to work for yourself.
Like, you just like storm through. You do amazing stuff, and as you said, you didn't want to work, but I'm working really hard, and it's not getting me anywhere.
Yeah. Hard work is dumb. It's all about knowing the right people, Evie. It's all about knowing the right people. There was this, I'll tell you when my luck turned around. Maybe you can find this person too. It was a little bubblegum pink girl. She had pink hair and a pink jacket. And she said that, that all I would have to do to get what I wanted was to, basically, like, I signed a piece of paper. That's it. That's literally it.
You signed a piece of paper?
Yeah. I was drinking at the time too. I think she kind of got me drunk. But yeah, she was like, if you sign this piece of paper, all your dreams will come true.
What?
Yes.
Well, you only had to sign a piece of paper? Did you not have to, were there, any rules you had to follow or adhere to? Because, you see, I need to know these things if I bump into this person.
Right. This is good. You're right. I don't remember. I'm sure I have it saved on my phone. Hold on. I think I took a picture of it. I can't find it. I don't know. I think I don't really remember, but I definitely read it. I did read it. I just don't remember right now.
Always should read what you sign.
You know what? When I sign my first big football contract, I will read it. Then.
And she sort of smiles. She's like, well, I have faith in you, and she sort of slaps him hard again on the shoulder, and holds on to him. And it's like, I have faith in you. I myself, I come. This is my problem. I shouldn't really be drinking this. I come from a very prim and proper family.
Me too.
We go to church every Sunday.
Me too.
You do?
Yeah.
Every Sunday?
Yeah.
I haven't been for a while.
No, I have to go with my family. It's like, like one of their. That's why they, they pay my tuition. And it's part of the we have family dinner on Sunday. We go to church. I've been feeling really weird about it lately. I feel like really hot when I go in the church. But
Really?
yeah,
Oh no, I think I've it's the heat, like the summers, like it's just really hot and humid.
Yeah.
At
It doesn't make sense because it's February, but it's how I feel,
Yeah.
It's how I feel.
And there's a moment where she, now that she's got him to confess that she goes every Sunday, she's like, can we have a picture, because for my
yes,
cousin,
I would love to take a picture with you.
Okay. And she sort of holds out her phone, and she does it to take a selfie. She's like, wait, what do we say? Because we don't say cheese. We've got to say something else. But say something cool, because you're like the football guy. And she's still tapping him over the top. She's like, what's your favorite saying? Or what is your am I okay to put this on social media?
Yeah.
Okay. What? Say something. But have a straight face. Say something that if this goes on social media, you don't mind your parents seeing it, because I know I've got to try and keep a straight face for this, because my cousin will definitely show my mum.
Okay.
And sort of she puts an arm around him and sort of hangs off of him a little bit, and I think she probably has things that she plants on people as well, if she doesn't know. And she can't touch religious, particularly Christian symbols or anything like that. I'm not sure what she would have, but I think she'll have something that she can. Would she be able to touch it if it's wrapped in a handkerchief or something like that? Because I know she goes to different. Yeah. Okay. She just takes a selfie with him and drops something as if she's holding it with the handkerchief, like a rosary or something like that at the side. Takes the selfie, snaps it, puts it away again, and then drink up. Cheers. And she clinks the glass and tips it sort of towards him and throws hers over her shoulder. It was great meeting you.
You too. Chris's cousin from British.
From British land. Land. Love British land. Maybe you should visit at some point,
Yeah.
Yeah. And she goes, oh my god, and looks over and literally so that he looks, and then turns and walks away. She starts pulling the skirt down. She takes off the jacket so that she can just move away off into the crowd and gets rid of the glass and heads back to Eduardo.
So Eduardo's there, and when you come out, he is looking very curiously at you.
And she is currently pulling her skirt back down. It's thank you for your jacket.
Oh, yeah. What was that all about? You were kind of hanging on that college kid.
Yes, just a job I had to do.
It's your job to hang on college kids?
At the moment, that one, yes.
Why?
He did something wrong.
What did he do? You need some help taking care of it?
Oh, no. He broke a contract. And, contracts are, binding.
He takes he stands closer to you and kind of leans down and takes a big old whiff of you. Huh.
I'm assuming because this is the thing is she sort of already assumes most people who have heightened sense will know
Right.
who she is, so she just looks him directly in the eyes as he does it. No problem.
What did he do that was so wrong?
Broke a contract. It was all in the small print.
Okay, Evelyn, where am I bringing you?
I think she'll drop Briggs a message. Hopefully he knows how to unlock his phone, and wants to see where they're at. Like, has the person come and gone?
Okay, awesome. First, I'm gonna hop over to Nike. What's up?
So Nike has gone back to Briggs' house, which I realize at this point is empty, I think, for the most part. Unless Una was left there.
No, Una's at the tea shop with them.
Yeah, so I think Nike has spent approximately 30 seconds, like, knocking on the door. And then, like, pulls out his phone, starts texting Briggs, pauses, deletes, like, copies the text, switches to the phone he didn't give him because he's probably going to have that one on, and then texts that one. And it's like, where are y'all at? Because you're not home.
Yeah, Briggs, you would get this before Katya comes.
Okay, he gets it on his other phone, and he's like, he pulls that one out, and he knows how to use that one. He has no problem.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, Nike. He says it out loud. He goes, where the hell were you? And then he puts in tea shop. That's it. Send.
Yeah, Nike probably just, like, gets back in the car and says to Colton, tea shop. And then goes.
Size.
Yep.
And he goes, one more thing he types in. What was her last name? Kara Knightley? Well, no, what was her last name?
Kara McKnight.
McKnight, that's right. Kira Knightley. Sorry, I was getting that mixed up. It's like, I got a name. Kara McKnight. Text that. And he says, question mark.
And Nike looks at the phone, blinks twice, and then says, that's the name I gave you. And then sends.
No, like, and he's just like, and then he looks at the other phone and he's like, oh yeah. And then just like puts it back in. Because he forgets that, like, there's two different people talking to him on two different phones. Like, this nice one, like this really nice one that I gave him is probably like a few, like $400 or $500 that Nike gave him. He's just he's probably dropped it a bunch of times. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like cracked screen. And but
Nike probably gave him a case specifically for that, like, for the phone. He doesn't
put it on there.
Did he take it off? Because Nike would have put it on for him, knowing that he wouldn't have bothered.
Probably, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful.
No, but he says, he takes again. He's like, do you know more?
I can find out more. What are you looking for?
He says, leader of the guild on the way. Get here quick.
Nike starts to type, that doesn't answer my delete. Starts texting to find out more about Kara.
Okay. On your way to the tea shop, you can roll put a face to a name with Knight.
Knight is not one of my good ones. Let's see how this goes. Nope.
Okay.
Actually, question. Can I roll with, like... So, I'm not quite sure how factions work, necessarily, but my assumption is that if somebody is going to exist in the city, they probably have some falsified something or other under their name that might not just be, like, their reputation and a faction. Can I, like, roll mortality to, like, basically look to, like, ping someone at the DMV to tell me something about them? Is that a thing I can do? I don't know.
You could hit the streets
Sure.
to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Put a face to a name is usually like what you know just by yourself.
Gotcha.
So yeah, hit the
Yeah.
streets would give you contact with someone.
Cool, let's do that. Strictly better.
Nice. So either they are juggling their own problems or your need is more costly than anticipated. Who do you call?
So I feel like I'm legitimately just calling somebody in the DMV. And like I feel part of me is like they're very irritable versions of the sloths from Zootopia. Like they don't talk like they're not particularly quick.
Yeah.
And the only reason they tell me anything is because I pay them a bunch of money to do it.
Yeah.
But it's the DMV. The DMV is still somehow impermeable to everybody.
Sure.
It doesn't matter how much money you have, or it still moves it slow.
Yeah.
It's where I'm at. So, I'm gonna call him Gary.
Gary from the DMV.
Sounds like a DMV name.
Okay. Basically, in his slop-like nature, he tells you that when he hears the name, he tells you that it's just going to take him more time than usual because something else is going on in the circles he runs in, but he is on it. And you'll hear back from him.
Nike just texts, "What circles could you possibly be running in?" ?
Gary answers, "Wouldn't you like to know?"
No, you work at the DMV. I really could not be bothered. And then like turns off the phone and then continues to drive, mildly sulking at this point.
Gary gets up to it. That's all I'll say. So Nike arrives at the Basic Witch tea shop. Briggs is there. Jose Juan is there. Una is there, obviously, as they own the place. And you arrive before Katya Forte does. She pulls up alone. Definitely not like the like how she greeted you, Nike. She's on a motorcycle because all the cool kids have motorcycles.
Yeah, I was about to say she should pull up in a motorcycle.
Yeah, she got a big. She got a big
Hell
one.
yeah.
Yeah, Nike looks over at the motorcycles and is like, "So do you like getting shot out in the open, or is it just a power move at this point?"
She looks at you, obviously not expecting to see you.
And Nike's just like, "Hi."
I'd like to see you try to shoot me, Nike.
Definitely a lot easier if you're not behind several panes of bulletproof glass. Anyway, are you going in here for the same reason I'm going in here, or are you going in here for a different reason?
I'm here to talk to Reginald Briggs.
It's vaguely the same reason I'm here.
Fantastic. More time spent together.
I'm here. I thought we were doing so well, and Nike does not hold the door for her and goes inside.
Yeah, no, she would not let you.
Yep.
So for those who haven't seen Katya before, she's a tall, muscled black woman with a shaved head. She's wearing a long kind of trench coat-ish thing, very, very hunter style, as it is still chilly out. She's probably packing under there. And she walks in the shop, kind of very quickly assesses the place. You can see that she definitely spies the warding materials, that, there's a legitimate witch here and not like a bullshit witch. Sees Briggs, sees Jose Juan, who she kind of like cocks her head when she looks at him, but doesn't say anything further for now, and then walks over to Briggs.
Briggs stands up, greets her. She's pretty tall, so he's like he's probably taller than like anybody like he's run into so far during this story. Like, so he kind of he tips his fedora, puts his hand out, He's like, Katya. To shake her hand.
Reginald. Yeah, she'll take it.
So I think, am I allowed to put it into like inject a little bit of backstory in here right now?
Go for it.
So I would say that maybe Katya's father or grandfather used to be the former head of the guild. Does that make any sense?
Totally.
Like, and like I would say like maybe probably dad, or
Sure.
like probably but better. And maybe he was a little bit older than Briggs, but he's since passed on.
Yeah.
Maybe, and they were good friends. Like they maybe even were partners at one point.
Yeah.
And let's say it's been a few years, and her pa has passed on since the last time they really like Briggs was in like full time. He's like, I have to say again, I'm sorry to hear about your pa, but I know the guild is in good hands with you.
Thanks. So, come on, what's all this about?
Right down to brass tacks, huh? Well, and he catches her up on everything that's going on, shows her the picture, tells her about the Reverend sending him on this little side mission looking for this girl that she was abducted by vampires, first suspected vampires, and Briggs saw them basically in league with what looked like Fae. Ran in. Is my boy Jose Juan. He's from the same neighborhood, and he works for a man who's helped out the neighborhood quite a bit, and he's offered his services to help me out.
I stand up.
Who exactly do you work for, young man?
I mean, now for Mr. Briggs, I'm trying to help him to find little Rosaluna.
No, you said you work for someone who's helped out your neighborhood. I'm just wondering about the name.
Oh, right. Señor Ordóñez. Manuel?
Oh. Then you're probably all right. You a wolf boy?
No.
But you work for the Ordóñez.
Ordóñez.
Family.
Yes, Ordóñez. That's right.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Good man.
Sure. Okay, well, a couple things. Let's get this straight. Whatever this is, and she kind of gestures to the picture that you showed her of the shimmer out back. I don't think that's Fae. It doesn't look like one of their portals. Their portals usually run with water or mirrors, something like that, and this doesn't look like them at all.
So what the hell are we dealing with here, Katya? And why is that portal out back an old tea shop?
Well,
yes, Katya, why?
She was like stops and kind of looks at Jose Juan. Well, I don't know, but there's so there are places right around the city that are more powerful than others. The biggest one is she pulls out her phone and has like a map of the city. The most powerful place, of course, is in the quarter here, and she points on her phone on the map that says Madame Marie's Tonsorial Parlor, and it's like right smack in the middle of the French Quarter. That's the most powerful place, and that has long been under the thumb and protection of a woman named Marie. Now, as for other places, usually not quite as strong, but this is certainly one of them. Kind of points, and the places she points to around the city all kind of connect, like she's drawing it out, like tracing it, and they all kind of connect to form like a pentagram. And she points here to this place. This is one of the places. Basically it connects to a lot of others. So I don't know if it's so much about that this place is a tea shop as just the ground that it's on.
I'll tell you what. Something strange, specifically strange, happened with this portal. You remember old Jebediah?
Yeah, I remember. Called him Uncle Jeb for a while there.
Well, his corpse, his rotten, stinking corpse, came walking through that portal. And also, look at this. Pulls out the paperwork again that Evelyn was looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Why the hell's his name right here on this deed? He was dead long before this deed was written. I think somehow this portal and these vampires and this McKnight, they're all linked somehow. I just can't put my finger on it.
What do you want to know? What do you already know about McKnight?
Well, I know she's obviously someone to be feared, but she ain't got no trail. Even the wolves probably couldn't find her. That's why Ordornia send out his crew. And someone like Jose here, who they probably can't track either.
Yeah, he definitely, Kara has an affinity for, wolves. So maybe if he's not necessarily one of them, he is less detectable by her.
Maybe he had a good plan. So, how good of a nose you got over there, boy?
What did you say, Senor Briggs? Sorry.
I'm saying that if you want to help us, maybe you
Yes,
can
Senor Briggs.
really help. Maybe you can really help us. Help us find
All right,
this
Senor Briggs.
McKnight.
Yes.
So, I'm sure your boss gave you something to help you track this person down.
Oh.
So maybe if we go on to we visit some of these points on this map, we can track her down.
Yes, maybe. I look back
you
at
think?
the map, and I look back at you, and then at Katia. Yes, maybe. Do I know anything about those locations, or I mean, I'm not that. I'm very fairly recent
one looks
here.
familiar.
So.
One looks like it's right underneath the blue.
Ah. Look, Mr. Briggs. This one, we were already there. You remember?
Yes, I remember. I remember it was teaming with vampires too. If we walk back in there, we probably ain't gonna walk back in there and be greeted kindly.
The blue's got vampires in it.
For sure. Them boys that was hanging outside, they definitely did not look like they was breathing.
That's concerning, as the blue is supposed to be a neutral territory.
That's what I remember from that neighborhood. Back in the day when things were a little more civilized.
But come on, Senor Briggs. You can surely take care of those little vampires, right? I mean, you're Mr. Briggs, right?
Well, I ain't as young as I once was, but I also don't want to be starting some kind of fight on what should be neutral ground.
That's
You probably know
right.
what I mean.
Well, maybe we
So-
can go to the other one. That one.
Or,
And I
or
point.
maybe we could send somebody else in. Looks over at Nike.
Nike has, I think, probably been not paying attention to this conversation at all and is instead talking to Una about how to get his friend into his chainmail because that's still a thing he wants to do.
Oh, right. But yes, at this moment, Briggs, you see everybody's eyes.
Like, everyone is
turn
like
to
turning,
you.
like looks over like, what?
You want to go have a drink?
Often, any particular time and or reason?
Well, probably better off going there once the sun sets. But here, And I point at the blue on the map.
All right.
We got to retrace our steps, or at least trace McKnight's steps.
Any reason
we-
you just can't walk into the blue?
Well, I was there yesterday. That's where I called you from.
Right.
And that's where that limo took off from. And the last
Okay.
time we were there was definitely vampires hanging out there. So if they see me walking back in, they're definitely going to be suspicious.
So you want to send me into a bar where there are vampires after nightfall breaks.
Yes.
Hey,
Maybe you can take Jose Juan with you for protection.
Yes, I can go.
I think Briggs and myself may be a little too recognizable.
No, that tracks. Oh,
But we
Ooh.
could be waiting.
we'll wait right outside for you.
You got my bag, right, Senor Briggs?
and Nike looks at this group and just goes and then looks specifically at Briggs and looks specifically at Acadia and says, "And this is important to you?"
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I've been telling you, this is all connected. Your friend, this portal, these people running with the vampires, this McKnight, all this is connected, Nike. You should know better. You see the signs. We didn't all end up in this weird tea shop with a portal out back with our friend Una here, a coyote, a company of wolves, and a woman that smells of brimstone.
Rude.
Just randomly. You know, these things don't just come together by
Nike
chance.
sort of I've heard you mention you've got papers for who owns the buildings.
Mm-hmm. They're still out. Una still has them out.
Yeah, Nike goes over to look and sees if anything's important.
Yeah. You see Rue's name there. 5. It looks like she owns the building for 5 years, and those 5 years came after her supposed death and disappearance.
Someone's walking around her body, so I can't say that's surprising.
Senor Briggs, he didn't answer the question.
I would say that Katya kind of walks over. I don't know if it's important yet, but it's definitely piqued my curiosity. Things are going on that should not be, and I think it's probably dangerous for all of us here, including yourself.
We need to find young Rosaluna. That's
And
important
Nike-
too.
Nike looks at Katya and goes, "Well, aren't we glad that I gave you a car and a couple of cars full of AKs now, aren't we?" And then walks over to Una and goes, "Una, can I get the ghost in the pauldrons? Is that a thing that can happen? How does this
Not
work?"
till midnight.
Oh my god, Okay, fine.
You know what? It is not my fault that is how spirits work.
It's somebody's fault. Anyway, all right, so you want to go after nightfall?
Yeah.
Time for nightfall.
It's gonna be a busy night. You guys might be able to slip in there
And Nike's just
undetected.
about an hour in and out. Add an extra hour in case of shooting. Back here. It's about midnight. All right. Well, shit. Multiple things to do today.
Once we pick up the trail, you're free to do whatever you want, Nike.
Well, how about this? We do your thing. We come back. We get the ghost anchored to a point that isn't this tea shop that seems to be attacked by undead. I'm learning. Thank you very much. And I have something to do after midnight that I could use your gun arm for. Somebody's walking around with the corpse of my dead friend, and I'm not particularly happy with that.
Well, I gotta find this girl, Nike. Her family's counting on me.
Well,
Yes.
I didn't get back into all this mess for nothing.
like you say, it's probably all connected, ain't it?
That's your words, Mr. Briggs.
It ain't gonna be gold we're gonna find at the end of this little rainbow here, though. It's probably gonna be a whole nest of whatever the hell.
It rarely is.
All right, and as we gear up for nightfall, I think it might be a good time to take a quick break. Everybody get some water or your beverage of choice, bio, and we will be back soon to see what the hell happens.
Yeah.
See you in a minute.
Who knows?
Oh my god, I'm so
Professional production only here, everyone. Everyone is now live.
Hello.
My bad.
Hi everyone. Nobody has been caught off guard. We're obviously all like super clear on what's happening. So, joke's on you. Oh my goodness. I was not prepared. But okay, yes. Okay, as nightfall approaches, Evelyn, I want to start with you before we go over to Das Boys. So what are you up to?
I think she was waiting to see if Eduardo had not a problem, but now that she realized he didn't realize what she was, she's trying to figure out how he's feeling about that, especially because he's also her ride.
Right,
So,
right.
She sort of like said, do I need to get a taxi back? Or...
No, where do you want to go?
And she has like messaged Briggs to see if things back. And she's like, question, what I am, what you know that I am, is that a big problem? And she's not saying it in like an aggressive way. She's genuinely like, is it a problem? Because it's okay if it is. Most people don't like people like me.
Do you need help, Evelyn? Are you in trouble?
And she sort of probably looks down at her phone briefly and then looks back up, just almost like, oh my god, Briggs, text me kind of thing. But then for no. I've always had to look out for myself, so I still do. As I said, if it's a problem, it's fine. I'm used to it.
You just seemed, you seemed nice.
I get that a lot too. And she tries to hide that she's disappointed. But for a moment she sort of, as if she's about to go, she starts putting on her jacket. She's like, I can be nice too, but I get it. Everyone has a reason for doing something. And I do have my limits. And she sort of shrugs on her coat and starts to walk away.
What about the kid, Jose Juan?
What about him?
You don't have him in a contract, do you?
I wouldn't offer him one.
Why not?
Because he doesn't need one. And he shouldn't have one. I didn't give out that contract to that boy. That boy's an asshole. As she gestures towards where Alex is. I didn't give him that contract. I'm doing a job, so...
Whatever you gotta tell yourself to sleep at night, Evelyn.
And she nods. And there's a very much I tell it to myself every single night. Like, you do things and take on jobs to... And then she sort of pauses. She's like, you know what? I don't know you well enough to have this conversation. If you want to think I do this for all the lavish things I have, you keep thinking that. And no, I won't be offering Jose Juan a contract. And then she does turn and start to walk away.
Yeah. He gets on his motorcycle and rides off.
She does that awkward walk, like if he goes in the same direction.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh.
Aw. Anyway, well, okay. So, Briggs, you get a message from Evelyn kind of asking for an update.
Basically go over the plan in like simplest details. I say we're headed back to the bar called the Blue. We're gonna try to pick up the trail at McKnight. We're gonna send in Nike and Jose Juan for recon, and we're gonna wait out back, see if we can pick up the trail. You're more than welcome to join us.
She sends a message back. You're going to send Nike into a bar of vampires to not piss them off.
Well, I was thinking maybe you could join him.
You want to send a demon into a bar of vampires to not piss them off. It's like she's just like trying to make the statements in each message.
Well, you don't come off very demon-like.
And sorry. Scrap mute yourself.
Oh, sorry.
I think she pauses, and after the conversation she just had, she's like, to some people, it is rather obvious.
It should be fun. You want to help out? If not, I understand.
And she pauses for a moment. Fine, I'm on my way. Just don't let them... never mind. Just sort of like tries to...
I imagine that Evelyn has like something that she could use to make her like, for what she is, a little bit like harder to detect from like let's say basic vampires. You know what I mean? Like something like that.
Basic vampires.
Yeah, because I'm sure a bunch of vampires hanging out at a bar aren't going to be like top of the line, like kind of like the ones you have to worry about.
I think Evelyn would know, like, vampires don't give demons too much trouble. Like, it should be fine, even if they do realize what she is.
It's more after the conversation she just
Yeah.
had that someone else who is effectively not a normal human is reacting.
I think for Briggs, to him, it kind of feels like he's like getting the band back together, even though it's new players. Like it all feels like old.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting this posse together. You know, like that's what
True.
it feels like for him. Yeah.
Okay, does anybody want to do anything before we get to the Blue? Y'all are going to be there, I would assume, unless you want to do something else that's huge. Y'all are going to be there probably right at sunset.
Yeah, I want to go and search maybe for a supermarket or something. Like
Yeah.
I need to grab chain. Maybe, yeah. If there's anything like a Petco or something
Yeah.
around there,
Yep.
I'll buy a chain collar.
Okay. For yourself?
Slightly different direction than I think this game going.
Maybe.
Oh, okay. So you got that. That's easily done.
Okay.
Um,
And I put the chain on my belt, like like those cholos that they are with the long pants and the chains wrapped
Okay.
around it.
yeah.
To try to, not
It
let
goes
know
great
that
with your shirt. Just goes so good. Okay, yes, I totally see what you're saying. Absolutely. So, you all arrive near sunset. Katya and Briggs are kind of manning the outside area. Briggs, do you want front or back?
Well, I think we'll scout it out a little bit first to see are those same assholes from yesterday still out front?
Not yet. You were there before.
Not yet. Okay, so it's probably a little bit light.
Mhm.
Mostly humans if we see them.
Yeah.
Like most of them, like, what we
It
can
is.
tell.
It is more crowded around the area in general because it's carnival. Because it's a Sunday evening, there are lots of parades. So the entire place is generally more crowded than you saw it last night. But still, the blue has this kind of emptiness to it that it wouldn't usually have at this time of year or even this time of week.
So I'd say that they work it out to where, like, like Nike's gonna send messages to Briggs, you know what I mean? Like throughout, like we're gonna try to get. I tell him about the bartender, about how the bartender seems to be a little bit like you could probably talk to him, like get him to talk, like maybe not out loud, but like you could probably send notes to him. He probably would work with you because like obviously they're listening in. I got to tell him about that, with like to try to get some information, try to pick up a trail. And so I would say that Briggs will wait out back and have Katya wait out front. This maybe like just like sit like Briggs will sit in his what was it, a Fiat?
Yes.
Yeah, sit in the Fiat like in the back alley. Like back where he saw back where he like maybe not in the alley, but like right like in the corner, like around the back of the corner where the alley is, just smoke a cigarette, like blow it out the window, and Katya will be like on her motorcycle out the front, and tell her to keep her helmet on, so no one like, and she's just looking like she's on her phone or whatever, and send Jose, Juan, and Nike walking down the street into the bar and see what they could find out.
Nike like gets out of the car and sort of like leans in and says, "Hey Cole, why don't you pull around the corner and chill with Briggs, yeah?" And then sort of leans up, looks at the blue. What does the blue look like? Because Nike actually hasn't been here before.
Yeah. So the blue, its official name is the Wild Blue, but it's an old neighborhood bar. It's got saloon doors on it. It's painted a bright blue. Inside you can see like there are twinkle lights kind of on the top. It's a really old neighborhood bar. It's been around almost as long as the city. The owner of it is named Stanley, who also works the bar. Kind of your classic dive bar, but bigger.
Nike looks at it and just goes, "This looks like a dump."
Senor Briggs, and I just like pull his trench coat. Do you want me to go with Nicolas at the same time? And I like look at my clothes and look back at his fancy clothing. What should I do, Senor Briggs?
Okay, he messages Nike. You got something nicer for our boy Jose to wear, maybe in the back. I'm sure you got an extra pair of clothes that might fit him. Maybe just a
Nike
nice
kind of
pant.
looks Jose up and down because you're wearing what, like a t-shirt and like a Mexico cap.
Yes.
Yeah, and Nike's just like, well, can only go up from here, and then turns around, sort of like walks back across the street, and it's like, Jose, come on. And it sort of pops the trunk, and it's like, well,
and he just messaged. He just like motions like just go with Nike, boy.
Okay, senor. And I go back in there. Yes.
And I see like tosses you like, what are you wearing like for pants? Is it like shorts or like where are we at here?
Shorts.
Shorts. Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna have to go for something like late 24's college grad with nothing better to... Anyway, and sort of like pulls it like a button-down shirt and sort of tosses at you. And it's like, well, just leave it untucked and roll the sleeves up. At least you look like you had something dressed this morning.
Is this okay, Nicolas? I think I look fancy. I mean, not as fancy as you, of course, but I like this. I maybe get used to this,
And like Nike steps up really close to Jose Juan, where like nobody can like see what he is saying and or read his lips, and says, "And I owe you one, so we're gonna get you a nice suit later," and then walks towards the bar.
All right. I like that.
Awesome. Evelyn, how are you entering?
Evelyn would wait till they go in, and she's not
Oh,
gonna
wait.
walk near them. She'd go straight to the bar, and she looks probably a bit pissed off because she's been seething on the way.
Is she already there?
I think she gets there. She gets there as y'all are changing,
Gotcha.
as Jose Juan is having his makeover.
Okay.
I think she probably arrives, looks at it all normal, then sees Jose having a makeover, and is like, fine.
It
Now,
does
imagine,
look
like-
weird right now because
Imagine,
everyone
like
is...
Katya. I imagine Katya is like giving Briggs signals as they go inside, like as they enter, they get close, and like he gave Katya Evelyn's physical description, and I think it's probably better that it's like he didn't really tell her what she is, you know, like or what he suspects she is, you know, he doesn't. I'm not sure if he quite knows what she is, but he has an idea. But like I think it's better because Katya is probably she's a good distance enough away that Evelyn probably appears to be a human.
Yeah.
From this point of view.
Yeah, and there's like a ton of like sensory overload happening for everyone because there's a parade like a few blocks down happening. It's carnival. It's a lot, and there are more. Like I said, there are more people in the blue than Jose. Well, actually, I think Briggs was the only one who was inside, so it's definitely more crowded. But still, there's just this vibe of unease. Jose Juan, did you want to talk to Evelyn?
Yes, I want to do something just before I get in. It's like he's almost crossing over the street, and if he notices Evelyn, he's like stops right in the middle, like a couple of cars, like bam, he gets back on the other side.
Yeah, like grabs him by the arm and is like, "Come on!"
And he runs in front and get in front of Evelyn, and he says, "Señorita Evelyn, you know." And I get really close to her and say, if anything goes wrong this night, you're the only one I trust, okay? And I hand her over the chain with the collar. You know what to do, okay?
She sort of takes hold of it and is like, right. And it's almost like it's sinking in that he said, I only trust you, and she's never had that before. So she's like, and she's kind of thrown off that he's in a suit. Yeah, as well.
There's a lot
happening.
Nike walks by them and just goes, "Oh, for fuck's sake, we're not in LA," and then goes right in the fucking bar.
I'll try to do my best to contain it, okay? Because Mr. Briggs is watching, and I want to impress him, you know. But
don't worry,
if anything goes wrong, I trust you, okay?
And she's okay.
All right, I'm going back there, and I start running and cross over the street again. A couple of cars,
and you can see her like, oh, as the cars go past, but she's like, right, and starts like putting it in a bag.
Okay, so all of you enter the blue. Stanley is there behind the bar. Most everyone in here, at least to Jose Juan and Evelyn, seem, and to Nike too, seem human for now. Again, it is more suppressed than its reputation would imply. And after the sun sets, you don't have to wait very long. It's February, it sets early. You see a group enter from the back door. Briggs, you see the limo pull up, the same limo. No Faye get out. There are the couple guys you recognize from the other night. And there are two women. One looks very out of it. You recognize her as Rosaluna. And a tall, pale woman with strawberry blonde hair and bright green eyes, wearing a carnival-like party dress in bright green. the group seems to be laughing at something she said as she gets out, and they all enter the back door.
The Briggs texts there's like a group text, I guess now,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, the girl's here with the woman with strawberry blonde hair. They're coming in the back.
Mm-hmm. So, some of the guys, you can all see kind of down. It's like a shotgun house, but a bar. So you can all see as people come in the back, and immediately the mood that was already kind of subdued it's even more like
Dropping.
there's definitely a shift. The guys and the girl who looks out of it, Rosaluna, head to a room on the side as soon as they come in, and Kara heads into the main bar over to the jukebox after she winks at Stanley, doesn't say anything, and starts browsing through the music.
What is Stanley's reaction to this group coming in? Because Nike's probably at the bar and watching.
It is a healthy fear. It's like his thing, which I think anybody who knows the Blue at all will know, his thing is to protect the Blue with his life. He is kind of like a guardian of it. And this woman scares the crap out of him because she is volatile.
Nike sort of like reaches into his jacket, pulls out a case, flicks it open, and like pulls his cigar out and hands it to Stanley and goes, "Look, you look like you can use a break."
He'll certainly take it. Stanley came with the Blue, yeah. He's doing his best to not really make a ton of conversation beyond like polite stuff. So what are you all going to do?
I think Evelyn has definitely distanced herself from Jose and Nike, not like in a obvious sort of sense, but she's gone to just buy a drink at the bar, and if there's somewhere to sit or stand, or that's where she is. If the bar is fairly central, she's doing it more to watch Nike and Jose and the people around them.
Yeah. Near the entrance is probably going to give you the biggest view, but the bar is a long bar that covers like all of one wall, basically. It's very well stocked. What does Evelyn drink?
She probably drinks a margarita if it's a bar.
Yeah. And it's very good. Like, the thing is, the Blue looks like run down. It looks divey, but the quality of the drinks is unmatched. Stanley is a very good bartender.
I'm feeling like she's been here before.
Yeah.
And this is probably the only place she goes to drink a margarita if she does have one. So she's probably got one, given Stanley a bit of a smile, and gone to stand by the door. Kind of making it look like she's going for some fresh air at the same time.
Nice. Nike, what are you doing?
Do I recognize Kara at all?
We did put a face to a name. I think from the description, since you've been talking to Briggs and Jose Juan has come to you, she matches the description.
Cool. I go looking to see if, first off, I go to see if Gary has sent me anything yet.
I was just about to say.
Yeah.
He sends you, it's very brief, but it says, "Not just a vamp."
And Nike texts back with any particular specifics to the end of that sentence, and then expecting Gary not to get back to him very soon, puts it on the bar, sighs. and then picks up his drink, which I've decided is a purple haze.
Beautiful.
And then sort of meanders over to the jukebox.
Jose Juan, what are you doing?
Well, Jose Juan has not been in this kind of situations before, so he probably he thinks he's doing a very good job. He probably is not. All right. He'll probably go into the bar in front of the bartender and ask for a tequila with some lime slices.
Yeah.
And he keeps looking back and forward. You said that they came in. We were able to look at them, and they got into this other room.
Yes.
Okay. And he gets very nervous, right? He's just sit on the stool and gets his tequila, and every single moment he's like trying to see if someone gets in or gets out, but he is always reminded of the way Acadia and Señor Ordóñez told him that he should be keeping his distance. Okay, could I try and sniff something out, like try to apply the bloodhound?
Yeah.
And see if I can pick something up?
Absolutely. Bloodhound. So when you hunt someone, roll with blood. On a hit, you know exactly where to find them and can follow their scent until you do. On a 10+, take a +1 forward against them. On a miss, someone unpleasant finds you first. So you can roll anything with blood.
This is something I want to try out. I already have the scent from Rosaluna, okay?
Okay.
And the first time I was able to pinpoint her location, there was these other smells and aromas. I am assuming that's part of Cara. So I want to try to pinpoint her scent.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So that's with... hold on. That's with blood.
Okay, so you have +1 forward against Kara for your next roll. Whenever you roll something against her, you now know that it is most definitely her scent that's on that scarf.
Okay.
Now, the thing about this is usually vampires don't leave much of a scent, but with Kara, it's not like perfume necessarily. It's not sulfur, not like the smell that Evelyn has, but kind of adjacent to that. It's something like a burnt smell. It's not unpleasant, almost like the smell of like charcoal.
Okay. So I'm assuming that this kind of smell is very, very particular.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. That's what I'm going to do for the moment.
Okay. And just remember you have a +1 forward. So Nike, you go over to the jukebox. What the hell do you do?
So on the way there, I text our, I guess, WhatsApp group at this point. So definitely.
Wait, what's the group chat name?
Oh, it depends who set it up.
I guess probably Nike.
Yeah.
Obviously you.
I was gonna say Briggs.
Definitely you.
Think Briggs knows how to do that.
I think the group chat's name is Pirated Pulp Noir.
Okay.
PPN. Yeah, PPN. And so Nagi sort of just texts the group like, so apparently not just a vampire. So puts the phone away, walks up, gives Kara enough. Kara, you said, was looking through the music. Yeah. And sort of like sticks his hands in his pockets, kind of gives her a respectful distance and goes, see anything you like?
She doesn't look at you, and
He's not looking at her either. Like it's
yeah.
like a parallel gazing at the jukebox.
Just old stuff. Stanley doesn't have the most modern taste. Do you, Stanley? He does not respond.
Yeah.
But this is the first time you kind of see her. Her eyes are a bright, striking green, like you think they glow in the dark. And she turns back to the jukebox and presses a few buttons, and Bad Reputation starts to play.
And like he sort of takes a step forward, looks at the jukebox when she does that, and says, "It's kind of apt."
She turns around, leans against it. Why do you say that?
Well, I mean, I heard from a couple friends that this is a place where you can go to get a drink and a good party, but it's been damn quiet, so evidently that reputation's not all it's chalked up to be. But you came in with a whole bunch of people, so I'm here thinking maybe you know the same, maybe you thought the same thing.
What kind of party are you looking for?
Depends. What kind of hats are you wearing?
You know, there's a whole carnival outside.
Mass-produced, generally drunk, youngish college people. I'm over that one, thanks.
Do you have any friends?
A couple here and there. Not in this town.
She stands really close to you and again sniffs you.
Mm-hmm. You could just ask.
If I felt I needed to ask, I would ask. Is that your friend? And she kind of gestures her head at the bar and at Jose Juan.
If I said yes, I'd be lying. I don't think he likes me very much. We keep a respectful distance, but...
Did you ride here together? He is all over you.
Like he leans in to whisper that in a I don't want to offend him kind of way. We worked on something together. I figured I'd give him a treat, considering it ended pretty badly for him the last time we did.
I give my dogs treats too.
See, you get it. Those your dogs back there? And he sort of gestures to where they vanished into the other room.
I wouldn't call them that to their faces.
So I'm not calling them that to their faces.
Well, if you'd like to join us, you can invite your puppy.
Sure. Lead the way?
Yeah, she walks back to the room. Do you get Jose Juan?
Nike pulled his phone and is texting and says sends two things to the WhatsApp, which is be ready, and
Ruh-roh.
and then specifically to Jose, and then specifically to Jose Juan side chat. I apologize for what's about to happen. Walks slightly past Jose Juan, turns around and goes, and then walks into the room.
What does Jose Juan do?
Okay, so he just gulps the tequila, takes the slice of lime. He doesn't appreciate that,
No.
but he won't say anything, and he just stands up and follows him.
Okay. So Nike and Jose Juan head back. Evelyn, what are you doing?
Evelyn has, I'm assuming, seen the message and watches them go. If anything, she moves closer round to round the bar, as it's a big bar, towards the door they're going through. She's not going in, but she's watching that door and hope she wants to be in as close a range so that she can either smell or hear.
Yeah.
In case there's problems. She's not necessarily looking to listen to information, but if she hears Nike or Jose in a panic, that's when she to actually go in.
Okay. You can be kind of in the same place Briggs originally was, where you have as close as you can unconspicuously get. And okay.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Awesome. That's a great noise. Let's go.
So Nike and Jose Juan. When you enter, there are 4 guys.
Yep.
Jose Juan, you recognize most of them from the other night. They are. There's like a pool table back here. They're playing pool. Rosaluna is sitting quietly. Again, she looks mostly out of it. And Kara kind of plops down next to her and puts an arm over her shoulder and just kind of looks at the two of you.
And Nike just goes, well, I personally don't know about you, but I tend to prefer my parties with me being able to remember what happened. She looks a little out of it.
Yeah. Sometimes when you work with humans, they fuck things up.
And is that the reason for the... And he sort of like points a finger at... Or sort of circles his finger around, like spelling out whammy in the air.
Spelling out whammy?
Yeah, just like, is that the reason for the whole whammy she's got going on over there? Because she seems more than just a little out of it. Do I recognize the kind of out of it as something?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
This looks like a combination of someone who's been fed on a lot and like one of the Lethy's memory charms gone wrong.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
So introductions.
Well, there's clearly more of you. You're going to take more time. Why don't you get started?
You don't need to know them.
Oh.
They're fine with it.
Right. And Nike sort of like covers his mouth so that they can't see him and goes, right, dogs. Like, and just kind of like says that. And just goes, well, so I'm Nike. And sort of looks at Jose as if, like, do you want to say your name or do you want me to say your name?
He just like stares at him. It's like, muy poquito inglés, English very little. My name is Jose Juan Echeverria Gutierrez. Very nice meeting you.
Nike files a mental note away of remind Jose Juan not to say his full name to strangers. and then turns back.
She holds out her hand to Jose Juan, like across the little table.
I shake it.
Her hand is ice cold except in the center of her palm. There's like a heat there.
I don't I don't recoil, but I find that unusual, and I shake it. And mucho gusto.
Oh my god, he's so cute.
Yeah, that's a word for it. Actually, does that? This handiwork looks familiar to me.
Are you acquainted with the Lathies?
Acquainted is a word you could use. Yeah. I've done some work for them.
I'm a new-ish client. Their work leaves something to be desired.
Usually it works all fine, in case unless you're overdoing it. May I? And like he sort of like gestures as if to like take a look at Rosaluna. Cool. I'd like to try and figure out if I can figure out if the thing they used on Rosaluna was one of the stock I brought them, and if I recognize what it was.
Okay.
I don't know how that would work. I
Yeah.
feel like it's a wiggle of the appraise skill I have, but like I'm not sure.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Nope, no idea.
Okay. You know the stuff that you bring them is usually good. What they do with it is kind of your like,
Gotcha.
I don't need to know kind of deal.
Right. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to tell from looking at the after effects of whatever it is they used. What about did this first client meeting happen? And you don't have to tell me any details. I know that's a faux pas, but I tend to supply some of the things to those people, and if they're using my things badly, it's a knock on my reputation as well.
What exactly is it that you do?
I supply people with things. Some of the stuff that Lethe uses is stuff that I've acquired for them.
I might be in the market for something. Do you have a card?
And yes, Nike like pulls out the same case from before. On the other side of the cigars is like a business card, and sort of slides it across the table. Any particular kinds of details, or this is we're going to talk about it later, and then your lead time is going to be longer? If we're going to do business, we can do it now, or at least get me started.
I'll send you a list. Right now, I have another question. How much do you want for him? No, he's just, I want to pinch him. You're so cute.
And I smile.
Unfortunately, he's on loan.
Boo. In Spanish, she says, "What are you? You're not a wolf."
Oof. And she speaks perfect Spanish?
Fuck yeah, she does.
Damn.
No, she's so hot.
Okay. And I say in Spanish, Sí, soy algo diferente. Yes, I'm something different. I'm not a wolf. But it's related.
Should we play charades?
Is that also in Spanish?
Yeah.
Sí, me gusta. he um he put right in front of her, and he's like,
Not a wolf. No, smaller.
and I give a hard look, like a very anxious look back to Nicolas, and I get back to her, and it's like,
like a dog, like a yeah. Oh, but with teeth. And you're long snout. Okay. You a coyote? I got it.
And Nike is just like, "Woo, lo lograste." And we're like, "Can we get on with it, please?"
damn, she's good.
Who's he on loan from?
I think that's up to him if he wants to say. I have some confidentiality agreements, unfortunately. I think you can understand. Boring, I know. It's the same for every client. You wouldn't want me spilling everything that you've been buying from me to everybody who asked, would you?
No, I guess not. Although I'm not sure I care if they know at this point. So, I'll text you, I guess.
Sure.
I am sad you weren't really looking for a party.
And Nike just kind of looks around the dive that is the Wild Blue and just goes, "If I was looking for a party, I'd go for where there was one. But evidently this isn't so much a party."
It's just not to your taste.
I don't know. You still haven't told me what kind of party it would be. So how would I know?
Outside, Briggs, they're going to pass by you and probably head to the front. There is a well-dressed man in a very, tailored, expensive suit. With kind of slicked back hair. And something about him just pings you.
What color is his hair?
It's dark. It's like dark brown.
Do I see his face?
Yeah. You can put a face to a name with Wild.
Okay. I suck at this.
Oh no.
You don't recognize him, but you get the same kind of feeling that you get from Evelyn.
Idea. Message to Katya. You see that guy?
Uh-huh.
Can she put a face to a name?
Yeah. Absolutely. After he kind of passes you and is out of sight, he'd round the corner and pass Katya. You called attention to him, so she's paying attention. She was more on the lookout for vamps, but you just get back, fuck.
Briggs steps out of the car.
Yeah.
He starts heading over. He starts slowly heading over into the alley, making sure no one. Is there a lookout by the limo still, or is it just parked?
It's parked. There's a driver there.
Okay. There's a driver in the car or outside the car?
In the car.
All right. So I guess Briggs will kind of like he'll step out and like I guess he'll because he just got the message from Nike saying like be ready, and then this guy walks up.
Yeah.
And so he just I guess he calls. I guess he like kind of walks over to where like the corner of the alley, kind of making it look like he's just smoking a cigarette and like walking over. And then like he like gets on the phone. And he calls Katya. I hoping she answers. Like
yeah, she picks up.
So, who the hell's our friend here joining this party?
There's the Archdevil Samael.
Who's he here for?
Well, could be anyone, but there's only one other demon in that bar that I know of.
We gotta bust him out of there.
I'm gonna need backup.
Call him in. I'll run in ahead. All right, so Briggs is on his own. All right.
Hey.
All right, so Briggs is gonna make his way over to this. He's gonna make his way over to the limo, and he's gonna kind of like duck down, like behind, making sure like so they can't see him in the rear view. Like, and he's just gonna kind of like bang on the side of the limo, and then just duck behind.
The driver like jumps. He was smoking, reading something on his phone, and he kind of like gets out.
Okay, is he gonna come back there and check it out?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, what's the build on this guy?
He's one of Kara's. Like he's definitely spry. I don't know, like medium build, but looks in shape.
Okay, so Briggs is gonna be like, oh, make a sound like, oh.
He comes back there very confused. He was pulling out something and he puts it away, like hearing sounds of pain. Oh, hey, what the hell, man? You need help?
It got me. And he's like kind of clutching like down like to look like kind of putting his back to him. It got me.
What got you? What, do you need me to call an ambulance?
Look right here. And it's kind of gesturing over like right here.
Yeah, he leans down.
Okay. Grabs him, gun like double barrels to his throat. Don't make a fucking sound.
You got him.
Okay. Well, I'll basically do I have to like try to like knock him out, or do I have to roll something to knock him out?
Yeah. Let's just see if it all goes as it should. Or
roll to clobber him over the head.
Yeah.
So fail, roll again to clobber him over the head.
Unleash an attack.
All right. Let's see. Unleash with that's blood, right?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Come on.
Yeah, okay, he's out cold.
Just over the back. See the back of my hand. Boom.
Yep.
Drag him off. Dumpster. Boom. Oh, check his pockets first. You got anything interesting on him?
Nothing that immediately is interesting. He does appear to be human. He is human.
Okay, so I just knocked out this poor driver. This poor man. He ain't got nothing.
He doesn't look like the same driver who was there the other night.
Is it the same car?
It is the same car.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe she got snacky.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's out cold.
So he's just a nobody. He's just a peon guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Into the dumpster he goes.
Yep. Bye.
And I got his keys, of course.
Uh-huh.
And So I'm gonna make sure they can't get away. So keys go in my pocket.
Okay. While this is happening, I want to go back to the front of the bar. Evelyn, you see him. He towers above like the saloon door. Like you can see his figure coming. And he kind of opens it with like one finger. Peers his head and looks around and then settles on you with a smile.
Question: would I know this person's here for me and not for the others?
Quickly, we'll just add one thing.
Yeah.
Briggs is like to like in the and Evie, someone's there for you, I think.
And she just messaged back, yep.
Right then,
This
yeah.
isn't my night. Like
This isn't my night.
This is just not my night. She looks at him and her face will drop because this isn't just a demon, this isn't someone like her, and she just sort of drains her drink, puts the glass on the side and stands by the bar.
Mm-hmm. He walks over and orders a cocktail and just kind of leans very elegantly. Everything he does is kind of like that. Hello, Evelyn.
Good evening. It's been a while.
It has. This doesn't look like your sort of place, if you don't mind me saying.
She sort of looks around. It's not, but the drinks are good. This isn't your sort of place either, so...
No.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're here for a chat.
A chat. Yeah.
And she does, like, physically close, like, she, as much as she's trying to be, she sounds more confident, she's not.
Yeah. I heard from one of my employers, that you were proving to be a bit more troublesome than he'd anticipated.
He needs to get better at his job.
I quite agree with you. Are you happy with your current employment?
I am. I'm treated well.
You are.
As well to be expected.
I don't think that's true. I think you should expect a lot more of your employer.
Are you offering something?
I'm offering to buy Belle out.
You want to buy out Belle?
Starting with at least your contract.
Why?
Because, dear, Belle is on the way out. But she does have a lot of assets remaining, you being one of them.
She sort of nods towards Stanley to ask for it, sort of wave for another drink.
Mm-hmm.
It's more for her to keep her hands busy because she is not like she sort of awkwardly takes the drink. So if you buy me out, why are you having the conversation with me and not Belle?
You see, that's kind of where your part would come in. I need to know where she is.
What do I get if you buy me out?
A better job?
Better how?
Well, I won't go disappearing on you for months on end.
She sort of, not nods, but heads side to side and takes a drink. I'm gonna need a bit more than not disappear for months on end.
What would you like, Evelyn?
What can you offer? Will I be working with people like Roman? because I really don't want to.
No, you don't have to work with Roman. You'd be a little higher on the food chain than him, so to speak.
I don't appreciate the way he acted last time I saw him.
No, it was crude.
And he used it in your name.
Very ungentlemanly of him.
The word gentleman does not spring to mind when I think of Roman.
No. I suppose I don't know you well enough to know what offer would entice you. We could get to know each other better.
And she takes another drink. What do you propose? Is this dinner and a drink, or is this a chat elsewhere?
Would you like to go elsewhere?
And she looks around. Where is your kind of elsewhere?
The quarter?
I quite like the blue right now. Need to finish my drink.
Then another time.
And she nods. I look forward to it.
If there is something you think of, please do give me a ring.
I don't have your number.
He takes a card out from his breast pocket and slides it over.
She takes it. She puts the number in her phone and slides it back. She doesn't want Belle knowing she's got him.
Damn it, I was already picturing it.
I know, like.
Okay, and he nods and makes his way out.
She sort of raises her glass to him. As soon as she leaves, she downs it, and there's more stuff on the bar, like she sort of it's not elegant after that. She's just like, oh, like head in like hands at one point, and if Stanley being in close proximity, as you can see that she's shaking, and it's like, I another one, Stanley, please. Bigger than the last one.
Yeah, you look like you need it.
Yeah.
The fuck is going on in this place? He looks like he's sweating too.
I was gonna say, he's like, you tell me you own the place. Kind of.
So, back in the back room. Kara stands up. Have you ever been bitten? Nike? Is that what it said? Nike?
Yeah. And to answer your question, yeah, a number of times.
By a vampire?
Yeah, a number of times.
Is he lying?
No, Nike's been bitten by vampires. I don't think Nike's been fed on by vampires, mostly because he's probably shot the ones who have bit him.
Yeah. A lot of people say it's quite the high.
See, now, unfortunately, I happen to be somewhat of a human, and that means that regular drugs give me just a great high, all things considered.
Would you like regular drugs? Is that your idea of a party? They like it. She points at some of her goons.
Yeah. Oh, he's like, oh, I've no doubt that they do. I generally prefer to end up without the strings attached at the end.
It's like, what is your deal?
Which deal are we talking about?
No, just you're like fucking, you said you wanted a party. What kind of fucking party do you want?
The kind of party where everyone makes a lot of money and we all go home at the end of the day.
Well, then you should probably get to know the Lethies a little better. That's what they're into.
good to know. And Nike sort of stands up, I think, and sort of adjusts his jacket and says, well, it's unfortunate that our ideas of a party aren't stupendously compatible, but at the very least we can have a bit of a soiree. You have my number, yeah?
Yeah.
Good. And Nike turns around to leave and tugs on, like, sort of gives Jose Juan's arm a bit of a tug on the way out.
Oh, Jose Juan, don't go. Stay for a bit.
Es que Nicolás y yo, bueno, I think we have to go. This was very good. Thank you. Muchas gracias.
Jose Juan,
Yes, señorita.
stay.
I'm literally panic.
Yeah, I
panicking
need
inside.
you. Actually, I think you can roll. I think you can roll. Let it out here.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
You have +1. You have +1.
True. Let it out?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Or you. Yeah. Oh. 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 So, mark corruption as you feel like you would just love to stay here and spend some time with Kara McKnight.
You know what? This place is very nice. I like it. I have not
Yeah.
been in places like this before. I think I think I'll stay. Gracias. Yes. And I look convinced. Like
Yeah.
I look back at Nike, and he's like, "Yep, I'm staying." Even grabs a drink or something.
Yeah,
No, he starts playing pool.
totally.
Nike looks at Jose Juan, looks at the several goons in this room, and looks at Kara and says, Jose Juan, I'm feeling very generous today, but if you're going to take up a little bit of more of my time. But considering we have a bit of an obligation, I'll buy you a drink. So I'll have the bartender bring it in a bit. Provided that's okay with
All
you,
right.
and looks over at Kara.
She nods.
Mhm.
Tequila, por favor.
Right. And Nike walks out of the door. The minute that happens, texts Briggs and Evelyn and is like, it's really gonna get loud in here in a minute. And then walks over to the bar and reaches into the sort of attaché bag he's been carrying around the whole time. I'm gonna pull something out of the bag. I don't know what it is because I have to tell you what it is. You get to tell me what it is when I ask. Arcane bag is a drug. So Nike's looking for something that he can send in with the bartender and use it to cause enough of a distraction to be able to get Jose Juan out. Perhaps maybe with Evelyn's help if this is going to go okay, and then into the nope, the fuck it out of here zone.
Yep. So what you have is kind of like a flashbang.
Yeah.
It's not actual sunlight, but it's supposed to simulate it, and it should, at least for vampires, it should distract them. Like long enough, like it would discombobulate them too.
Nike turns to Samuel and says, can I get one tequila, please? And then if Evelyn is still dealing with the after effects of Samuel walking in the door, looks over and is like, you good?
She's already walking around the other side of her because Nike just left that room without her.
Yeah.
So she's sort of like, she looks at Nike and starts, because I don't think she's had a chance to look at her phone yet because she had to deal with him, and then she's just seen Nike leave. So she's almost giving you a look of like, and
Yeah,
walking
and
towards the
Nike
back
like kind of
room.
puts a hand out to stop you real quick and goes, "Not before we're ready." Look at your phone. Look at your phone. And then like goes back to Stanley and is like, "Can you actually sorry?" And slides like of 20 across the counter. It's like, fast on the tequila, please.
Yeah, he gets it.
And once that's ready, Nike is going to take the tequila and the UV flashbang, I guess is what we've got. And is going to like elbow knock on the door, on the back door. And then to Evelyn is like, can you make sure the back exit is clear, please?
And she messages that to Briggs first because she knows that they've locked down both backs of the door. But Evelyn is kind of not going with you, but she's just behind.
Out of sight, yeah.
Okay. Everyone is in position.
Okay.
Are you going in, Nike?
If Nike knocks on the door and doesn't hear anything, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. You are able to open the door again. Jose Juan's playing pool. Kara was like observing him, but she's still seated with Rosaluna.
And Nike like looks at Jose Juan, looks at Rosaluna, sighs, and then walks over to Jose Juan with the tequila and says, "Are you a fan of... You're not a fan of loud noises, are you?"
I'll look at him and it's like, hey, gracias. No? What? Why?
And then from like in Nike's pocket, he's like, "Well," click. And then tosses it into the room like, "Hi," and then pulls Jose Juan down to look at the floor and covers his eyes while closing his own.
And that's where we are going to end this week.
Oh my god! No!
No, you cannot do this to us. Why?
Oh, freaking god!
Why?
I love this game.
Oh,
Okay,
my God.
thank you so much, Lauren. You absolutely smash it every single week. I love it. Otherwise, everyone, please check out the links coming up in chat now. That includes the Discord. We'd love to hear what you think about this game. I know we love it. I know we're addicted to it. And so, yeah, we'd love to hear what you think. If you miss out on anything, you can head over to YouTube and catch up over there. All of our games are in playlists. And if you want to get into a game, drop Scrat a DM on Twitter, and we'll get you down on the list. A huge thank you to our wonderful sponsors in the form of Dungeon Fog to help you create your maps, your campaigns, one-shots, you name it. Go check them out. Also, the Deck of Many Things with the magic moving spell cards. And also Mage Hand Press. You can see their Feyfolio on Thursday. What day is it? On Wednesdays. You can see their Feyfolio on Wednesdays, which is one of our viewer games if you want to try it out. And last but certainly not least, Hero Forge to get your colored minis and all of those good things. We're doing some more things with them that are coming up later. Otherwise, I can't wait till next week, but keep evoking emotions. We'll see you then. Bye.